Hello, it's Stacey Berger here, and I have a special guest today. I love bringing you different people from my community and who are doing great things in the world. And Melissa Brinklow is joining me today. Thank you, Melissa.
You're very welcome.
And Melissa actually, so I live in Alberta, she lives in Ontario, and she's here on vacation. And so I said, hey, while you're here, why don't we do this video? And so thank you for interrupting your vacation to do some work here. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. I am a mom of two and a wife. We have two young girls, and they are 6 and 8, and they are very, very busy. And I am also a health and wellness coach.
Yeah. So busy mom, doing all the things, wife, and a health and wellness coach. So you got all the things going.
Definitely.
And one of the pieces that we talk a lot about on this channel and the programs that we do is with health and wellness. Of course, there's the physical aspect of it, and there's also the mindset piece.
Absolutely.
And so in your work, as you are supporting people on their health journey, people come to you for, like, what normally brings them to come to you in the first place?
Generally, they are feeling overwhelmed with everything. They can't make good choices or feel like they can't make good choices, or they want to lose weight. Generally, that's how everyone's journey, or the majority of people that I work with, their journey starts because they're feeling uncomfortable with their own bodies. They want to make good choices, and they are just ready to make a change.
They come to you wanting to create that change, and they've probably tried other things before.
Absolutely.
Right? You're not their first stop. I'm typically not people's first stop, right? We've done other personal development, and there's some things that you do to set people up for success. So for the person who's saying, hey, that's me, what are some of the keys that you find really support people?
Generally, I find when you're able to lean into our community and have the accountability of just having people that are in the same situation as you, who are having similar goals and want to just have some success, being able to lean in and join into the community is something that works out very well for the majority of people.
Being part of a community is so key, right? And oftentimes we think, well, I know what I need to do. I should just be able to do it. I know I felt that way. I'm sure you felt that way.
Famous last words.
Yeah, especially even when you're in the coaching industry, right? You feel like, well, I teach this. I should know how to do it myself. And I know you were sharing with me part of your success is when you're in a community and have that accountability.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Having just a support group around you is generally what works for me. I know that I'm the coach and the expert in what I am sharing with people, but I need my community too, and I need my group, and I need accountability for myself. So it really just works out well for everyone that's involved.
Absolutely. The way I say that to people is never hire a coach that doesn't have a coach. Because if we believe in the power of that accountability and having that mentorship and that structure of support and how important it is for our clients, we also want to do that for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right?
Definitely.
And then the accountability piece, right? Where it's not, I'm just accountable to me, but I'm now accountable to Melissa. And hey, this person's doing really well. And I want to be there and show up for not only myself, but other people.
Absolutely. And cheering other people on generally makes me feel better, which helps the entire flow of the group and just boosts everyone's energy, because you see someone else being cheered on for a success, a small win. We celebrate everything in our groups because why not?
That celebration is so key because it's easy to focus on what's not going right. And it really takes a different level of community to celebrate the wins and to train ourselves for what's going right, which, like you said, feels better.
One of the big things that we do in our groups is we focus on mindset. So as much as there is that physical aspect of it, if your mindset is not there, your success is probably not going to be what you're hoping it is.
Yes. And it's usually missed, right?
Absolutely.
Well, if I just eat better and if I just move more, and I hear this in business, well, if I just do more marketing or I do the outside thing, that's how most of us are trained. We get results.
Absolutely.
But it's not sustainable.
Nope. The mindset piece is a big part of where we like to go with our groups. And there's always something that we're working on, book suggestions, podcasts, just little things to tweak and little things to think about. And how Stacey's talked about bookends of her day and how we start and end our day. And that is a huge component of what we're doing.
So one of the things I hear often is, okay, I've been doing really, really well, and now I'm going on summer vacation. And where we live, I know this isn't the case for everybody around the world, but where we live, summers are short.
Yes.
And so we really place a high value on our summers. And there's this tendency of, well, I've got to stop everything. I have to take a break. Or what if I lose all my momentum? So what would you say to the person who's going on summer vacation? They don't want to maybe put quite as much effort or attention. They want to be able to enjoy the patio and all of the family events. So how would you encourage somebody to really stay connected to their goals, motivated, and not lose all of their momentum at the same time?
Definitely. I think just giving yourself some grace is a great place to start, and know that the one patio drink that you're going to have or the one chip truck that you might eat at is not going to ruin and derail your progress. I find finding little things here and there that you can incorporate into your day, maybe taking the stairs or doing little activities to boost your energy and make you feel like you're doing something. But you don't have to necessarily stick to an extremely rigid routine. It's life. You got to live your life. And if you're not doing that, then it's not going to be enjoyable.
No, and that's not sustainable either,
not,
right? We're meant to enjoy. So setting your mind up for success, that I can have a great summer and feel really good as well.
Absolutely. I find also taking some time before the busyness of your day comes in, just to take a few minutes for yourself, either just sit in silence, or for myself, I do some affirmations and I just meditate for a few minutes. It can be 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes to yourself and you'd be amazed at how often that can just impact your whole entire day.
Absolutely. The power of 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Right? Doesn't have to be all or nothing. Think in terms of those baby steps. What can I do today?
Absolutely.
And enjoy, right? At the end of the day, enjoy. Well, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Melissa.
you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll share Melissa's contact information if you want to follow her on Instagram or social media. We'll make sure that we put those links in the comments and in the description. And here is to you having a healthy, happy summer.